Hey you guys, welcome back to the channel. So my voice is trying to go out, so I apologize, but I still wanted to get the video out for you guys. So I asked a question on my Instagram the other day, and I let you guys know that I was filming a Q&A and what are some things that you want to know. Anything, I am an open book. If it is too personal, I will say that, but nothing is really off limits for me. So I told you guys to send in some questions so that I can answer them on here, because I get so many quite often throughout the week and answer them individually. So I figured, and like a lot of them are very repetitive, so I said why not go ahead and put it on here. So let's get into it. So first question is, how do I plan my day? So what I do is I go into my phone every single day and I go to my reminders app. I have one thing on here because today I didn't put anything on my schedule because I had planned to film this yesterday and did not. Today was supposed to be my off day, but here we are. But I go into my reminders app and I just put everything on my to-do list for the next day. So I do that every night. That way tomorrow my day is structured and I know what I need to get done. I used to be the type of person that I could not go to bed until every single thing was done, but I am learning that that burns myself out and to give myself grace. And if it doesn't get done that day, pick it up the next day. Next question is, do I really work? I get this question often because I think I appear to have like this influencer lifestyles where I just like wake up, take my baby to school, I don't do anything while she's at school, and then I pick her up. I actually do work. I think that so many content creators will tell you that content creating is very underrated. You just think, oh, they're just like on YouTube or on social media, but it takes a lot of work, editing, filming, planning out like your reels and which content you want to put out. So I do work. I also have a notary business, so I do notary mobile loan signings. I'm also a realtor as well, and then I'm also working on starting up another business with my wife. So yes, I work a whole lot, and I'm also a full-time master's student. So yes, I do. Am I really bisexual? Yes. Obviously, I was with all men prior to my wife. I had a bad breakup, and I had always told him, like, if we don't work out, I'm just gonna go and be with a woman and just like try that out, because I've always wondered. And that I always say, like, you have so much power in your words, because literally I knew my wife, we were actually co-workers, we were completely like platonic friends, like nothing there. And when him and I broke up, she shot her shot, and I just saw her for her personality, not like she's a woman. So it was all new and foreign to me. But yes, I am still attracted to men. I don't look at them and be like, ooh, I'm gonna get with him. But I think that men are still very handsome and sexy, and I have no problem saying that, women as well. How are you with men before and now married to a woman? I just explained that question. I've never been the type of person, I will expand on it a little bit further, to just be like, I've never been judgmental and like they're going to hell. I actually have like a ton of gay and LGBTQ plus friends. That's all I really hung around when I lived in Virginia. My mom had those kind of like, you know, the LGBTQ people around me growing up. So I never like judged the community. So I just always grew up of like, love is love. Of course, like family members and stuff, because religion would say certain things, but it would bother me when they would say it. So I think that's what piqued my curiosity, but that's how. Love is love. I see people for who they are, their personality, their soul, that's it. Not like man or woman. Safest place I feel. The safest place I feel is with my family, so my wife and my daughter, and at the ocean. I like legit say all the time, I was either like a dolphin or a mermaid. If I was an aquatic animal in a past life, it was either a dolphin or I was a mermaid in a past life. Something regarding the ocean. I love the ocean. I feel like so serene. I feel so many emotions. Like I cry most of the time when I'm at the beach. I feel just so, I'm like tearing up thinking about it. It is so an emotional place. I just feel it's just you and the waves, and it's just like a never-ending sea. So that is the safest place I feel. My biggest fear would be to not see my daughter grow up and to leave my wife widowed. as far as like just regular things, not so much rats anymore, but snakes and cats, there's like a deathly fear. Like, I'm not joking. Ask my family and friends. I do not play about those two animals, but the bigger one is not being able to see my daughter grow up. I have seen it so many times, especially in the Black and brown communities, and these kids don't have parents and they grow up without them. And I love her so much, and our future children, if we have them, and it would just break my heart. Obviously, we are so close that if I transcended to heaven, she would feel my energy and spirit all around her. But I don't want to leave her. I want to be there for every single moment. So that's my biggest fear. I could cry thinking about it. Oh, dream vacation spot is the Maldives or Bora Bora. That's where we are actually planning to go for either our 5 or 7 year wedding anniversary. So, you know what? I just thought about it. Our 5 year is next year, and we are actually planning to go somewhere else tropical. So 5 year might not happen, but you never know. But we are going to have a vow renewal, and so we want to go to the Maldives when we have our vow renewal. So I cannot wait to just be like in the oval water bungalow. It's just us two, like, Will Olivia carry the next baby? Which leads to another question. The first question was, will we have more kids? We want more kids. Olivia's really gotten to the point where she's okay with just having one, because Nala is so expensive and so active, and she just like fills our life up. So she's like, I could have one and be done. I want another one. So she's like, okay, one more. But we are both like on the same page of like one more and that is it. Like 2 kids, that's it. Because we also want a dog possibly eventually. We're gonna be getting Nala a tortoise here in the fall. And so, you know, our life is just so busy with businesses, travel, a pet. It's just like we don't want a boatload of kids. And we also feel like when you have so many kids, it's like, what quality of life are you having? Are you giving them? Like, can you, like, you can think about it, like a whole bunch of kids, how much money does that equal in flights and hotel and travel and food? And it's just like the quality of life. We want to be able to provide them what we didn't have. So that's why one more and we'll be done. And will she carry? No, she will not. She has always said, had she been with a man, she would have had to carry, but she does not want to carry a baby. After seeing me go through childbirth, I always give myself a pat on the back. She said I was like the grade A champ when it came to birth, but that I can have that. And I actually really like being pregnant. I loved giving birth, all of that. I just don't like the weight you don't lose after birth. But yeah, so no, she will not carry. What's the next question? What sites do I book through for travel? So I use Expedia, and if you go just type it on Google, cheap flights. It's not like cheapflights.com, it's just cheap flights on Google. That's where I book my flights through, and Expedia, that's really it. I just love Expedia. They give you like bundle packages, flight. Like when we went to Cancun, we had our flight and our hotel was all exclusive. Like I booked everything through there. Our airport pickup to our hotel and back was through there. All of our excursions. So, you know, Expedia, sponsor your girl. That's who I rock with though. We get points through there as well. Car rentals, like all that. So Expedia and cheap flights. I do book flights through the Delta app as well. I love Delta. Delta all day. Will we get more travel vlogs? Yes. So we are planning on picking up on travel because COVID is like, it's still here, but it's more managed. So we are fully vaccinated. Of course, Nala is not, but we keep her protected as much as possible. Obviously, we got COVID from her at her school, but we plan on picking up for travel. So y'all will definitely be getting more travel vlogs and be doing them a little bit different. How do I deal with social media negativity? I honestly have not gotten much. Here, like the last month, I got like my first negative comment, and I just always think of like, I don't say Michelle because like that's the typical when they go low, you go high. Now, sometimes you have to get crazy with people, but I just don't think in this day and age, that's not the type of platform or space that I'm trying to create. So I don't want you to come to my page and be negative. And so when you're doing that, you're projecting. So it's an insecurity of yours. You feel some type of way about yourself. So I'm not going to project that back on you because it's on you. Like, don't come to my page and spread hate. I'm not a hateful person. So if you don't have anything good to say, why did you come to my platform? And it just makes you look crazy. So I will politely be very nice. I may throw like a very nice, like polite shade, or I would just say thanks for the engagement and keep going, because that's my numbers. So why do we gentle parent? Because I always say my mom was like very, like, physical punishment was her thing. Like her mom, my grandmother on my mom's side, oh my gosh, like we used to get beat down, and some of them were deserved, not gonna lie. But I just remember, like, man, just talk to me. And like I heard Tyler Perry say something one time about his son and was like, you know, would you want somebody to just beat you down? Like, wouldn't you want somebody to talk to you? And he was talking about his son. And so I love that, and I remember that for myself as a child. And so I don't think it's the right thing to do is just to haul off and hit them. Obviously, if your child does something like really, really bad or disrespectful or just out the water crazy, Nala will get in trouble physically. But our first mind is not to just hit her, it's to hide our eyes. We're gonna go to the corner, we're gonna talk, we're gonna communicate, because I also don't want her to be fearful of me. And me and my mom have had these conversations recently of, I was so frightened to go to my mom because you just never knew how she might react physically or emotionally. So I went through certain things, like i.e. an abusive relationship, and didn't tell her because I was scared. So I don't want my daughter to feel that way and not come to me. So that is why. And Olivia and I both agree on that. How is business going? Business is going great on the notary front, social media front. I've gotten invited to several monetization platforms, so that is a blessing in itself. My YouTube channel is growing every day, so thank you guys so much. Continue to support. My real estate is going well, but it's just I'm not getting enough qualified buyers, so their credit needs work to get a better rate, or they think they're ready, but then once they see the market they're not, or they want to be looky-loos, which is called, they just want to go look at houses but they don't really want to go and buy, or wife and husband or wife and wife or whatever the dynamic. Partners don't agree. So one partner wants a traditional ranch style house, the other one wants a completely modern, so then they're not ready to buy till they get on the same page. So I'm just getting all of the crazy clients right now, but I'm just speaking greatness over my career in real estate, and I'm just going to keep on going. It is very discouraging though. I think when I was just talking to somebody last night, another realtor at a networking event, I think the outside world just thinks like, oh, realtors are just flashy. They drive like a G-Wagon, they make all this money, and they're just rich, and they don't have struggle. And that's not true at all. Real estate is so hard. It is a lot of work. It's a lot of hours. It's a lot of personalities you have to deal with. So shout out to all my realtors out there, or aspiring realtors. It's a lot of work, but we're gonna keep going. How am I doing? I'm doing well. I'm doing well, but at the same time, I am scared because this world is crazy. All of these crazy things going on in this world, as we see on the news every single day. My prayer life is just at an all-time high. I need to even get even higher, because when I get nervous, like when I take my daughter to school in the morning, because I'm like, God, please bring her home. So when I pick her up, I just feel so grateful that I've been able to pick her up and she's safe. I worry about my wife coming home, my family coming to their homes. I don't have worry, but I'm just like sometimes scared to even be out. Like the other day at Target, this man was like kind of looking a little bit crazy, and I was like, oh no, like I got me and all the stuff, and we just left, because you just never know where it could be. And yeah, that's how I feel. I want my businesses to elevate even higher. So I think there's just frustration with myself. I feel like a lot of time I'm not doing enough, but the people around me are like, you need to slow down, like you're doing too much, but I feel like I need to go 10 times harder. So that's the struggle I'm facing with myself right now, but I'm just trying to live in the moment, be grateful, be full of gratitude, and to just take it day by day. Why do we not see so much of your wife? So you don't see much of Olivia because she is just not a camera person. She doesn't love social media. She doesn't love like doing reels and TikToks and YouTube. Like she will get on here depending on what it's for. And I will ask her, like, I don't ever want her to feel like this is a couples channel, because it's not, and I don't want her to feel uncomfortable. She just is not comfortable yet. She's gotten so much better since her first cameo, and normally like I'm like, hey honey, I'm trying to film this and I want you to be a part of it. She will say yes or no. She says no, then I will just work around it and reframe it to something just that where I can film or get another family member involved. But you see her when she is comfortable, and this is not her life. She literally only has Snapchat. So I'll ask her if she's comfortable with me putting her Snapchat. I will put it up here somewhere, but that's all she has, and that means she barely posts on there. Like she posts on there for like travel, an anniversary or a birthday. If Nala does something, like it's very rare she even posts. So I just want her to be comfortable, and this is not her life. I think content creators feel like sometimes, well, because this is your profession, your family has to do it, and that's not true. Let's see the last one. Last few. Why do you make your baby eat organic food? We do not make her eat it per se. It is for her health. So we don't make her eat only organic. I think that is such a misconception that people have from my Instagram or that know me in real life. We do not only make her eat organic or vegetarian. She also eats regular stuff like Oreos and Doritos and gummy worms and gummy bears, and she eats so much unorganic stuff as well. It is just in moderation. I think when you know better, you do better. A lot of time in the Black and brown community, our people are dying from heart disease, obesity, high cholesterol, things like that. And so it is from the foods that we eat. And so I believe that, yes, we spend more money in groceries. And so 9 times out of 10, she's gonna eat organic or vegetarian. But she also has beef and chicken and pork at sometimes. We really don't eat a lot of pork in our house. I really don't eat it because it makes my head hurt. Like one piece of bacon, my head starts hurting. So ham, pork, all that, I just don't do really. Nala will eat bacon sometimes for breakfast if we are with family or we are out, but it's just for her health. It's for her health, and we are also about to start adopting that lifestyle to be more healthy, because Olivia and I we're in our late 20s, about to enter into our 30s, and we want to be healthier. And so health is wealth. That's what they always say. If you have your health, you can live a long time. There's so much other stuff out here killing us that I don't want to kill ourselves by just eating recklessly. So it's for her health. And it starts when you're young, because when you get like those bad eating habits at a young age, they just continue and continue, and we're not gonna have that. How do I handle wearing so many hats? So this kind of ties into the last question, which is how do I manage my time? So when I was at school, I take full advantage. I do content creating, real estate stuff, meetings, trainings, all of that good stuff. I try and cram as much stuff from the moment I drop her off to the time I pick her up. I am trying to cram all that in. I am trying to be very present. Sometimes if I'm responding to DMs or messages or somebody wants a link, when I'm with my child, I will answer it, or sometimes I will wait until she goes to sleep. I became an entrepreneur to be more present for my family, and most importantly, my children. I remember the one field trip my mom went on when we lived in Korea, South Korea. Shout out to all my Korea people, hey! But we went to the DMV, which is the demilitarized zone, which is like the border between North and South Korea. And it's a big thing. It's a very serious thing. And my mom went on that field trip. And I remember it like it was yesterday. Like going in the tunnel with her and like seeing all the, it was the coolest thing, and I will forever remember it because it was the one field trip she went on. She was so busy, and Mom, I love you so much. I know you were working, providing for us, so it is no like, you know, issue. But she just couldn't because she was working. She was a working single mom, and after they got divorced, my parents, and so, you know, she couldn't. But I remember saying to myself, like, it was hurtful when my friends' parents were on every field trip and their parents were at the PTA meetings and X, Y, and Z. And I said to myself, man, when I grow up and have kids, I want to be that parent that is there. I want my children, and Mom, again, no shade or no issues, we've talked about this, but I wanted to do things differently with my children. I want them to know we rode the bus. I want to have my children be car riders. I want that time with them because in this age, the mortality rate, and just you never know when you never know if you're gonna come back home, you or your children. And so I want every single moment that I can with them. So I want them, if they have to ride the bus for some odd reason on a onesie type of thing, okay, cool. But I want to take them and pick them up from school. I want to be at the field trips. If they have meetings at school, I want to be there. And I'm not going to be a perfect parent, so I do know that I will miss some things, or a soccer game or ballet recital. I may have a closing or a client or whatever. But that is why my child is young, I'm trying to build my career, my team, and to get things to where I want them to be. So if I have a client that wants to go look at houses on a Saturday, but my children's schedule is busy, I have a showing agent. So that is why I'm trying to work so hard to get my career in real estate where I want it to be, because content, I batch shoot. So I have that under control, and I can edit and stuff when she's asleep and do those things. But how do I wear so many hats? Being a student, a mom, a wife, myself, time for myself, friends, family, real estate, notary, content. I really don't. I really don't. I just make it work. And what I am learning is to set days in the week. So Fridays, I try and have a day off. It has become harder for me to have a day off. So either Fridays or Wednesdays, I take a day off for myself, but then I find myself still editing or doing stuff, but I might do it from the bed and binge watch a show or a series that day, or just completely rest. My wife takes Nala to school some mornings, or some evenings she picks her up, or sometimes both. Like this morning, she took her to school. So instead of me having those 2 hours to get her ready and take her to school, that's 2 hours for me to start working. So my mompreneurs out there, wifepreneurs, we just make it happen, honestly. And you just have to structure your time and block it kind of out, and hopefully your spouse understands, or your spouse is rooting you on, because this is all for the greater good of our business, for our family, for the life that we want to create. And I think in some ways it's inspired my wife. She is now wanting to become an entrepreneur on top of her job of being a firefighter. And so, you know, we're about to start a business together. So I just don't really manage, if I'm going to be very honest. But that is the end of this video. Thank y'all so much for the engagement and the questions. I think those are legitimately the most like asked questions that I get. I got more, but I think I'd just like to go into detail a little bit. So I'll do another one of these at a later time. But thank y'all so much. I'll see y'all in the next video. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And I'll see you in the next video.